Hello everyone. I hope everyone are doing good. I am Karthik. So today we will learn about the design pattern in software engineering. So you might have about the interview question about the what design pattern do you know? Such like questions. So if you not watch my video that I uploaded about the mobile architecture, so you can go through it. It actually tells the architecture of the mobile, but you can understand it well. So coming to the design pattern, so it is obvious that some whole architectures contain some components. Okay, so that components, how you design that components and arrange it, that is what the pattern is. Okay, so this is the design pattern, how you arrange the components and which components to use where. Okay, so let's discuss, before discussing these design patterns, let me tell you some of the advantages how you use it. Basically, this design patterns are majorly used are by the experienced object oriented software developers. While you are if you are a beginner, you're not very much concerned about the MVC or any design pattern that you have to learn. So first of all, let's see the for the beginners. It is also it's also recommended to use any of the design pattern that you are convenient with. Okay, so the advantages of using these design patterns are: first, it maintains your code and efficiency, whatever your functions are you using. Second, the arrangement and the organization of your data, it is structured according to your project you want. Third, it it get the all the data and arrange the organization, such like if you want to express the data or showcase your project to someone, it is easy to show what you have arranged the data between your files. Okay, so these are the major advantages that I put into you, what why you use design pattern. Okay, so let's see first the MVC pattern. You might know this. Okay, so some the three main logical components that we are using in this MVC pattern is: first is the view. So it's basically the model view controller. Second is the controller, and third, model. So it works like you have to get any request, sorry, post any request to the controller, so that the controller should bind the data to the model. Okay, so basically it goes to the view, you have to request the controller, so it gets it puts the data to the model, and through that model you have to get the data to the UI. So it's simple. Okay, so this is basically the MVC pattern, how it describes the model view controller. So view, you have to request to the controller puts or whatever it gets the data, it puts into the model. Then you have to pull the data from model to your UI. This is simple MVC pattern. And if you, so how where we have to use this, if you have more what you can say, a logical part that you hit the APIs basically. So if you have majorly APIs developed and you have to call the features again and again, so you have to use MVC. Okay, so let's see the second part, that is MVP. So it is as similar as the MVC. It's efficient and it's deliberated by the MVC pattern. So instead of the controller, it have the presenter. Okay, so we might know now this is the model view presenter. Okay, so presenter, your view, and the model. So these three things are necessary in this. So how it works: view, you have to request to the presenter. So which data have to present, and it put the data to the model, and any updates to the model, then it shall pull the data to the presenter, and presenter should show the data to the UI. Okay, this is your basic MVP pattern. So where to use this MVP? If you have the more the UI functionality, that you have to use your way of interfacing the user experience and user interpreting the data. So we have to use this MVP. Okay, the model view presenter. So next, coming to the MVVM, it is also the way of the MVC and the MVP. Okay, so it is derived from the two ways. Instead of the controller, you should have here the view model. Not a lot of difference between these three. So view model, then you should have here a view, your screen, and here have a model. So in this way it should work. The view, you have to make the request to the view model, so that it acts as the business logic to your view. Okay, so the business logic is written here. Okay, and the presentation logic is here. So what is this business logic and presentation logic? And the UI logic is here. So basically the UI logic, you know what you arrange the components here and there, that is your UI logic. Present logic, how you present the data, like wise, if you are showing the progress bar, then you have to load the data, that is your present logic. Business logic is behind that, if you got the data or not, if any state management is done or not, your data in which state, you have to compare the data to which component. Okay, that is the MVVM. So if you are using MVVM, it is better to use in the higher level model. So that means you have to use this MVVM in basically the rapid application development, so that you have to maintain your business logic and representation logic to work in a team properly. Okay, so this is the MVVM. Okay, so let's move to the next one. The last one that I have to describe is the block. It is one of my favorite one. Okay, let's consider this is the UI. I'm explaining block now. Oh, basically it's the business logic component. So block basically consists of the three parts. That is your block. You can consider it as a pipe, the states, and the events. So let's see an example. You are triggering your switching on the fan. Okay. So after switching on the before switching on, the fan is in initial state. Okay. So I will explain through the example likewise. Consider this as the UI first. You have triggered the event, okay, just like a switching on the fan. Okay, so event will call the block. Okay, then block will call the repo. So in repo means a repository. Means whatever APIs or whatever the you are calling the major functionality to get the data. So it happens into the model. So after getting into the model, there is something happen which is called as states. So this is basically a block pattern. Okay, so block before switching on, the state will be in initial state. The fan will be in initial state. Okay, then it will go to the loading state. Okay, after switching on the fan, it will go in the loading state. It is circulating. Okay, then it will go, if it is fully functionable, then it will go to the loaded state, right? So these are all the state management. Okay, so after loaded state, if something happens like a short circuit or something, so that will be an error state. Okay, should know this. So this is basically a block pattern, how it is work. Okay, the event will call the block. Okay, block is associated with the states also. I forgot to draw it. Okay, so block which handles the event and the states. Okay, block will call the repo. Then model is wrapped. Okay, then will come the block will recognize it which state is in this, which state the data is in. If it is fully loaded, then it will be loaded state. If API is called, then it is loading state. Okay, so before calling any API, the UI will be in initial state. Okay, so in this way the block is worked. Okay, so the if you have the large project that you are working in agile, so block is the best way to use. So these are all the design patterns that I have explained. Hope you liked it. So yeah, let me know in the comment section if you have any doubts, and share the video as much as possible, because some might learn this. Okay, thank you.